Welcome to a guide to new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, we have new mods today. However, this is a roundup video for the last 3 days. We've had a couple of mods released kind of each day, so I thought I'd wait 2 or 3 days and then do a few together. It just kind of made more sense doing little kind of bitty videos. So we got a couple of from Tuesday the 19th, a couple from or 3 from Wednesday the 20th and 2 for today, Thursday the 21st. I'm going to start off with this in front of me. This is the FB Barn. There are 2 in this pack by FarmerBoys, Modding and Maverick74. The large of these is 6 slots if you're on console. The smaller is 5, I think, or it could be the other way around actually, which was a bit baffling when I looked in the store. However, the price of these is what's absolutely astounding. These are 8,000 each. So you got the small one. I suppose it depends what you're looking for. An 8,000 for one this size. Detailing's great. Texturing looks fantastic. Yeah, details brilliant. I can't find a light switch. I don't think I can even see under this any lights themselves. So I think this is just going to be a place, like a placeable barn. You can put whatever you want in. Vehicles, crops, that kind of thing, but very nice indeed. The texture on the wood, it's fantastic. Now, the other one is a much bigger proposition, and for the same price as that, you've got to ask yourself, how do they make a profit? Again, detailing looks great, the wood looks brilliant, but the size of it is cavernous. Again, can't see any lights in it. I couldn't find a light switch, so potentially if you want your sheds lit, that may be a minor issue for you, maybe. So we will find these under sheds. Yeah, the first one is, first one is 6 slots, second one is 5. I did them in order. 8,000 each, like I say. It's a no-brainer, really. That's all there is to it. There's no options on them. You just buy them and place them like you do with most placeables. Obviously, the land needs to be as flat as possible so you don't incur any other costs, unless you've kind of factored that into your placing of these objects. But FarmerBoys Modding and Maverick74. Very nice indeed. So the second of the mods that was from Tuesday is this. This is the British Farmhouse by DMI 20mm Normandy. This is in the Modhub, a very detailed farmhouse. You can sleep through the night. Now, when I placed this put a strip of grass at a diagonal. Oddly, the rest of this grass I've put down myself. So it depends obviously where you're going to place it. But we go up to the front door, press L3, and we can sleep through the night. This is 18 slots to place, and like I say, the Modhub's not wrong. A lot of detail. Come around to the back, got a little wood store and planter, plastic table and chairs, hose. I think if we go to the back door as well, yeah, we're fine. We can't get in, the doors don't open. It is just a placeable farmhouse, but again, depending on what kind of map you're on, this may be just the sort of house you are looking for. Been tucked around the corner. Very nice indeed. Now, if you just want a place to sleep through the night and you're not bothered about what it looks like, aesthetics, you literally want somewhere to sleep through the night, you're probably going to look for something cheaper. I think this costs 200,000. But again, this is under, it's in placeables, under farmhouses. 200,000. So yeah, it's not cheap. The standard in-game farmhouse is 180,000. Obviously, you can get deck chairs, and there's a whole array of different things now for sleeping through the night. But it might, like I say, it might just be what you are looking for to set your map. Now, the picture does show a tree there. When I placed mine, I didn't get a tree placed with it. It just came as it was there. But there you go. That's by DMI 20mm Normandy. On to our mods for Wednesday the 20th. Next to me, I've got the chicken run. I've put some chickens in it. I've taken the liberty. This is by Kamuhoro. It's 13 slots and will hold 50 chickens. This is where you buy and sell your chickens, roosters, everything else you want to do. This is your feed point. So when you want to put your feed in, it's quite a small trigger. So, I mean, I didn't find it difficult to find the trigger, but it's a fairly small trigger. Gate does open. Nice animation. The fences aren't walk-through ones, they are barriers, they have collisions on them. But we can come in here into the enclosure itself. Now, one thing with this though, when we come round, where you get your egg boxes from is in here. On the table. So putting down egg pallets, I haven't tried putting one next to it here, but the fact they spawn inside, I think the point is you're supposed to come in and collect the eggs from inside, collect them and bring them out. So potentially if you like putting your pallet down and them just filling up a pallet, it may not be for you, but price wise it's not too expensive either. I like this one. This is under animal pens. It's only 8,000. Not too bad at all. And did I say how many slots it was? It's 13 slots. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned that already. So, not bad. Not bad at all. I like that one. Very, very cool. Right, next up we've got a couple of trailers from Wednesday the 20th. Bear with me 1 second. First up we've got the Jawskin Transpace 6522. This is by E.T.A. Marchoise. It's kind of fills a gap within the Jawskin range. We've got a few different ones available in the Modhub and then as mods as well. This goes up to a 35,000 I think, and we'll check that in a second. It has a few configurations, and one thing I'm going to point out a couple of things. The top section you can have it a slant or you can have it full-sided. When you put crop into it, it kind of already assumes the full-sided. I think. I mean, it could just be the side needs to come up, but nice tidy mod. Very nice indeed. The ladder does fold down. We've got the option to fold that up and down if we want to. But yeah, not bad at all. Price-wise, I think it's about 50 odd grand though. It's not particularly cheap, but we'll find it in trailers. The first of our in-game ones is the Transpace 8000. That's 31,000 litres for 35 grand. So yeah, here it is, the Transpace 6522, 51 grand. The largest that goes up to is a 35,640. That's my only concern, is the Transpace 8000 is 31,000 litres for 35 grand. It's only an increase of about 4,000, 4 and a bit thousand. That's a big jump up in price, 35 grand. I mean, the different trailers different prices across, you know, various different models and stuff anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but I just thought, you know, it's worth mentioning. Starts off basic there, capacity at 29,800. We can then go up to 31,000, which puts those sides on. Then 35,640. Now that's it with the straight sides either side. Or we can have the same capacity but with the slopes like that. Now I did put crop into it because I wanted to make sure, sometimes when you get those extensions on, it will only take forage. I think I put wheat or barley in it and it took it no problem at all up to the top. However, like I say, with it like that, it fills up to the capacity. When you do it like that, it kind of looks like it kind of allows for it in that position, but you can put the slide either side. I didn't realise that. So the slant can go either side. Wheel brand, we have got Trelleborg and we've got Michelin. So we've got Trelleborg, twin radial, T404 and T421s. If we go back up, we've got Michelin. We might have 3 actually. Cargo X-Bib, we've got the X-Bib HF. And then we've got Nokians. I think I went with Nokians on it. Right, I'm going to just grab the tractor. So with L1 and right stick, actually L1 and right stick does the back. It's a bit weird this one, you can unload normally, but if I do L1 and right stick, you can actually open the back up. But the crop would pour out, wouldn't it? Surely. But you can do it yourself manually if you want to. And then I think right stick, you've got the ladder, that latches into place there. So R1 and right stick up and down, we can raise that ladder. It's a little bit slow, but it does go back up. and the ladder goes up out of the way like that. See what I mean now about the side there? It's kind of a bit flat on that edge. But that's all, really. So there you go. That's the Jawskin 6522 by E.T.A. Marchoise, which brings me on to the next of the mods for Wednesday the 20th, which with these two trailers here. This is the Lizard D50 D55 pack. This is by Cashtan18. We've got two in this pack, the smaller one, the D50, and then the D55, which is a large one. There's a few different options available in these. They do have a rear trailer hitch, so you can hook them together, and all the various different cables do hook up, so you can daisy chain them, link them, whatever you particularly call it. There are some options for colours as well. Again, very nice, neat, tidy mods. I did the same thing with this one. I put the sides on because I wanted to make sure that you could put a normal crop in it or something like that, because often it will just take forage, but no problem at all. Again, these will be found under trailers. So, I don't know why the D55 comes before the D50. You'd think it'd be the other way around because it goes up numerically, but it doesn't really matter. The D50 is there. That, I think, is 13 slots, and the D55 is 16. So this one's 13 slots. Options available. We can change the rim colour to any one of those. Let's go with, say, orange if we want to. We can change the main colour, which is the chassis underneath. Let's go with a grey. We can change the design colour, which is actually the boarding around the side, so let's say go with red. So those are your options for changing the colours. Now, capacities starts at 4,950 litres is the small one. We can then go up to the 7,960, which puts an additional board on, up to 9,900, which is the largest capacity you can go for carrying crops. But there is also a bale loading wagon. I like that. It's got, I don't know, something quite kind of sweet about that. I don't know. And then there's a bale loading wagon like that with the side drop down, so you can put your bales on like so. Actually, what I will do, let's just lease one of those. We'll check that in a second, because I assume it's got straps, but we just want to make sure. Then the D55, same options available. We can change the rim colour, the main colour and design colour. Capacity on this one starts at 4,950, 7,960, 9,900, 15,500 puts that right on the top there. And again, we've got bale loading, or we got bale loading like that. So this one just goes up to 15,500, which is a little bit bigger than the other one. It's a bit odd actually. I don't know why they didn't just have the one that goes all the way up, because there's not a lot of difference in the trailers. This one's got slightly different wheels. The rims are a little bit different. The other one's kind of got dish rims to it. This one's got recessed. But, I mean, there's not a huge amount of difference. But I suppose technically they are different trailers, so that's probably why. But very nice indeed. What I will do, very quickly, is go and check on that other one. Hang on a second. I assume it has got straps. There we go, yeah. It didn't hurt to ask, to check. I was going to say, I'm sure someone will ask me in the comments, does it have straps? It does if you have it in the bale configuration. There you go, no problem at all. So those were the mods for Wednesday the 20th. Now we're on to today's mods. We've got the multi-silo shop. This is by C+S Modding Annmarie. It's not very expensive to place, and it's only 3 slots, which isn't too bad. I thought it was a multi-fruit silo initially, so when I saw the price I thought, oh, that's absolutely fantastic. It's a nice, neat, tidy mod. This will do seed, fertiliser and lime only. And it does say in the Modhub there's no additional fees, delivery fee, anything like that. The edge grain silos and some of those you get a fee added on top. This one is just a standard price. I filled up a 21,000 litre trailer of seed and it came to 18,899, which works out as close to 900 for 1,000 litres as, you know, which isn't too bad. But like I say, I when I kind of had a look in the Modhub, I thought it would be a multi-fruit, but it's not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's very small, tooled, sticks out the way. So if you want a seed refill point for your seed, your fertilizer, and lime, it does the job. Absolutely. This is found under miscellaneous, I think it was. There you go. Only 6,000 to place, and like I say, only 3 slots, so it's not too bad at all. It does say small multi-silo shop, all you need to plant your crops, plus you get free delivery. So yeah, there's no extra charge on top of that. And that's that. There's not really much else to that one. You know, you drive underneath it and click on it, and you can do seed, your fertilizer. Oh yeah, seed, lime and fertilizer. It says it right there on the side. Fantastic, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. At the time of recording this, I hope they don't drop any more later on. Sometimes you get some, you know, appear in the Modhub 2 hours after everything else has appeared. So bear with me 1 second. We have got this. This is the SIP Favorite 220, or SIP, by 50 Keda. I like this. Weirdly, of all the mods I've looked at today, this is my favourite. Because of the design, the detail, I don't know, the engineering that's kind of in it, I think is really, really cool. This is a tedder and windrower. Tedder or windrower. I'll show you what I mean about that in a second. It's only 2.2 metres wide, so it's designed for small farms, small field work, that kind of thing. It's very cool, and it comes in 2 parts. You can have the tedder section here, or you can get this section in addition in the windrower section. This is the flap windrowers. Oddly, that flap itself is 5 slots on its own, which is a bit odd, and the actual tedder itself is 7. We'll have a look at install first, and we'll have a look at it in operation. So under tedders you'll find this. 4,000 to buy, 2.2 metres wide, and does exactly what it says on the tin. There are no options available, you get what you get, but it does say in the bottom by the jigsaw puzzle piece, windrower flap Favorite 220. If you want the windrower flap, we go down to windrowers and go along, and for an extra 100 you can have the flap that goes on the rake, and there's a reason for that. Now, we can raise that up, we can put the legs down. When you disconnect, it puts that extra wheel back down the floor, so it puts it down like that. Hook it back up. Now, what I can do is disconnect that flap. There we go. I don't know why it does that. It's a bit peculiar, but you can actually pick that up and move that out of the way if you want to. So that's a side flap that goes with it. Now, let's drop that down. If I operate this as it is now, so that's how it comes. You drop it down, turn it on, and I love that. Look, that's fantastic. Now in this configuration it works as a tedder. Now, I have found it does that every now and again. Nothing happens, and then you get a load suddenly come out. Now that could be a mod problem with the map, it could be the mod itself. I'm not too sure why it's doing it. Yeah, it's a bit odd. There you go. Now it does automatically kind of windrow. So it's putting it all out of one side because of the way the belt goes, but that's a little bit frustrating it's doing that. And weirdly it didn't do that a minute ago. It worked perfectly well. Yeah, and then you get a load something coming. There you go, that's how it should be working. So it windrows and teds. So it puts all out to one side and teds. Let's turn it off a second. Now if I put the flap on the side, this is where it changes it. Why is that not asking? There we go. I put that on. Now it changes it from a tedder to just a windrower. So if you have that flap on the side, it doesn't ted anymore. It doesn't make hay. It just makes it into a windrower. But you have to extend that flap out, like so. Go back to that. Turn it on. So when you drive along now, it will just windrow. So it's leaving it as grass, but it is windrowing it over to one side. So that's the difference. That's having the flap and not having the flap. It seems to work better in that mode. It is definitely windrowing. It's putting a nice neat windrow out to one side, having no problems at all. It just seems to be, for some reason, I don't know why, it's having a bit of an issue doing the raking. Let's turn that off a second. Let's take that, put that away, then disconnect it, and it throws it out then underneath, and it kind of gets in the way. I don't know why it doesn't just throw it out of the way. Let's try this again in just standard rake mode. That's a bit better. Whoa! It's like a month's worth just came out all in one go there. Yeah, so it's a little bit hit and miss that. I did test it over there and it kind of worked right, but I just love the design of it. I think it's really, really cool. What happened there? It seems to be producing more hay than it's actually tedding. I don't know how that's working exactly, but anyway, there you go. That's the SIP Fabric 220. Let's turn that off. And that is it for the mods for the last 3 days. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.